Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. Always appreciate that, guys. And you know that I'm going to be continuing to bring you these videos, man, as the information is rolling out. I'm so glad we're getting closer and closer to more information coming out. There's still more blogs left to come, guys. Still things that you guys haven't heard or haven't seen. So stay tuned. So I wanted to definitely do a quick video here in regards to the latest blog. As you can see, additional gameplay improvements, once again, competitive focus. Now I'm going to read a couple things here, but what I really want to focus on, guys, is taking more of the education role in this particular blog, because I always like to bring you guys as much information as I can within the rules of my NDA. But I also want you guys to understand, what is done when we go down to these community events and, go down to work on the game, and understand, guys, that there's different stages. When we go down sometimes extremely early, we just basically see the direction, and there's a time period in which we have the ability to, give feedback and give ideas on what we think should happen or what might be a feature that they may be able to add before launch. And oftentimes we're able to get some features in. Now you have to understand this as well, just like with any type of game, and not even just a game, any type of business or a company, shoe company, whatever it is, you have certain things that you can do within the time that's allowed. So most of the time when we go down there early on, we have a time period where they ask, listen, out of these things, what are the most important that we can go after this year that you guys will want to see that's not currently in the game right now? So we rank everything, and most of the time we're able to get some of those features in. Like I said, you can't always do everything. That should be clear and obvious to everyone. Any game developer tells you that, well, next time we're going to try to go after this or go after that. Everything can't be done. But it's always rewarding to see a feature that you specifically talked about make it in the game. So I'm going to address a couple of those for you. But before I do that, definitely take a look at this blog, man. I think what they're talking about in terms of man coverage is huge. Shout outs to Will Sykes. Will wrote this blog, and basically, it's from a competitive edge. They're talking about how, competitive standpoint. They're talking about how things will be more competitive now, whether you are a hardcore gamer or what have you, and trying to get rid of some of the known money plays or the go-to plays like man coverage. We all know man coverage was kind of tight in Madden 16. So if you see here in this first paragraph, guys, definitely read the blogs. I'll put the link in the description. But you need to definitely read on what they're doing with man coverage. Now it's primarily going to be a real competition between, the press and release rating of the receiver, as well as the route running and the DB's man coverage rating. So what they're basically saying here in this particular blog, this particular paragraph, they're saying that the receiver has two chances to win. They might lose the press and the release, but they still have an opportunity to win the route on their cut. And that's going to be based on ratings with the receiver and the DB. So they're making it more competitive there. I would imagine you'll see more chucks and those type, those type of animations. I'm sure you're going to see all of that, which, I have seen this for myself. All right, guys, and the other thing I wanted to talk about here, let me find it right here. This makes me very happy. This is a feature that I specifically asked for when I was down at EA. It wasn't in there the early part of the year when I saw the game. And this was one of those things that they say, hey, what is something that you guys would like to have in the game that's not currently in here that we can add to the game? We all know in Madden 16, you have to put your guy in spy. And if you click down on the right stick, the analog stick, he'll crash after the quarterback. So my specific idea was, and I'm sure everyone else, other people had the same idea, but specifically what I said to the guys when I was there, I wanted to work sort of like Playmaker. I want us to be able to click a mechanic, since the R3 is already there, click R3 and send the closest player. All right, so everyone voted on this feature, and look at this. It's actually made it in the game. So basically now, guys, they have what's called the spy crash feature. So now, regardless of whether you put your guy in spy or not, you can click down on the R3 and it will send that person after the quarterback. So if guys are trying to abuse the scramble out, especially, when you play in some of those modes like MUT and Draft Champions, and some people, they don't know what to do. That's the only thing they know how to do. But now you can, definitely shoot after those guys much faster. But what's even more important to know here, and I did notice this as well while being down at EA, now they have the coverage crash. That also ties into the DNs, because this was something else we mentioned. We was like, well, I shouldn't have to always worry about containing. What about making these defenders play a little more realistic as far as being aware? You guys have seen me make videos before saying that the D linemen and defensive players in general need to be aware of what's going on. So now the defensive ends, when the quarterback starts to scramble, what you'll basically see them do, they'll be more adept, to basically shed the block and crash after the quarterback. So again, like it says here, it's not going to require that you always choose to contain. Great. That's how football works. I'm glad to see that there are more things that are being put in the game that makes these players behave within the fundamentals of real football. That's all you can ask for. And let me see if there's anything else I wanted to mention real quickly. Here it is. Here's another feature. We talked about the audibles. And this is something that has been changed, guys, once again. Since being down at EA, this wasn't like this, at the time that I was there. But basically what it says here is when you're sifting through your offensive playbooks to find one that will help elevate your game to the next level, the quick audibles for a given book can be a deal breaker. This is especially true in modes like Draft Champions and Madden Ultimate Team. Knowing this, they have tweaked the default audibles across the entire game. One thing players will notice here is that run-heavy sets now have 2 run audibles, one that attacks the inside and another that pushes the ball outside. Great stuff, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Making those type of adjustments. And then, this may be a minor thing to some folks, but some people who really have a real strategic element to their game, or even the competitive guys, this is huge. All right, so whether you like this feature or not, the point I'm trying to make to you guys, man, is listen, feedback is always critical from you guys because we take the feedback with us. I know I do. I represent, the guys that follow my movement every time I'm in that office. And I just wanted to share this with you guys. I didn't really have much to break down in terms of this blog. Definitely make sure you check it out. Go read up on it. Like I tell you in every video I've done, read the blog so you can get the in-depth information. But what I really wanted to do with this particular one is to show you guys, man, how feedback is important. And there are times when we go down there and we ask for things that once we see, what's revealed, what's going to be in the game, we have that opportunity to tell them some other features that we would like to see make it in. And it's always great to see those things happen. And like I said, this feature right here, the spy crash, let me get back to it. Well, you already saw it, but, just showing you again where it is in case guys don't want to read the whole blog. Where is it? Right here. Right in here, guys. This is a feature that I personally asked for. And I thought, in my opinion, it was relatively easy in my mind. Obviously I don't know development, engineering, and all of that, but I was thinking that should be something easy that they could fix. So as I waited to see if it was going to happen, I was hoping it would make it, and it did. So love stuff like that, guys. But just giving you a little history right there, man, of what I do when I go down there. Of course, you guys know I'm giving feedback throughout the year, but just giving you a little bit of insight on what happens when I go early in the year, that we still have opportunities to shape the game and get features in that are not already there. So, all right, guys, read the blog. Don't forget to do that. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments, and I promise it won't hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, until next time, let me know what you think. Peace. Once again, guys, thanks for coming by. And if you want to interact with me live, head on over to Sim Standard Radio every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, along with Smitty and Azure Effect. The call-in number for the show is down in the description. Now, of course, for more content, go ahead and click the link above. And before you go, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys. Until next time, lights out.